Well, good morning to you. We are going to continue our fence project. Now, this is going to be multiple steps. We did step one, and if you haven't seen that video, you could check that out. But we're going to continue this split rail fence. It's not a cold day today. It's chilly, but it's rainy. And that's making for a little interesting today. But the ground should be nice and soft. All the snow is melted. It's not frozen, so let's go ahead and start the next phase of our split rail fence. Whew, and we still have snow on the ground. All right, got our supplies loaded. Level, tape measure, 1-man auger. And Lowe's dropped us off our 22 split rails. Hopefully these are in pretty good shape. They look good. Not having a truck, we had to get that delivered, but at least they're here. So we'll be able to do 11 sections today, finishing up this part. And you can see where we did phase one over here, got the corner. So we're going to continue 14 feet from the road, and we're going to do this section today. And I'm definitely missing having the wife and kids. Last time we did this, they helped out a ton and made this process go a whole lot faster. And we're setting this split rail into place, using it to help us mark the distance, measuring 14 feet from the white line on the road to make sure we've got the proper distance. And then we set our auger and make sure that everything is lined up and ready to go. The key to getting the proper distance between fence posts is making sure that you have a slight overlap. Split rails are 11 feet long, but you want to make sure that it's close enough to have the split rails overlap. And we're trying a different method with the concrete cement mix. We're not going to add water this time. That was given as a tip from one of our viewers, so we're going to try it out. And dry tamp it into place. One little thing that I'm doing that I don't think the camera is going to pick up is I'm mounding it around the post, so when it rains it slopes away and doesn't puddle or pull up on the post and then promote rot. And you can see with this split rail, I didn't quite get the distance like I needed it to be, and there's too much of an overlap or an overhang from the previous split rail. So there's going to be some finagling and have to maneuver some things around, but eventually we get it to fit. I'm sure you remember from the last video me bragging on this post hole digger, the auger. I love this thing. We are not affiliated with them, but man, I would sure endorse this product for anybody building a fence. This is one of the problems with letting Lowe's pick out your wood or your posts or anything. You may end up with a pretty crappy rail that I wouldn't have picked out, but what do you do when you don't have a truck? These 11 footers would not fit in the back of our SUV. So we're just gonna flip the bad spot on the bottom. And hopefully the water won't hurt it too bad. One thing I do recommend before you do any digging, contact your utilities. 811 before you dig. They came out and marked all of our underground utilities, and it looks like we are going to be clear by about 2 to 3 feet, which is awesome. All right, that is it for that section. We went all the way down till the fence is right here near the field. Again, this is the field that we're gonna put the chicken tractors on, but we're getting ready to have it bush hogged, and we didn't wanna make the fence any kind of deterrent for them doing the work on the field. One thing I love about split rails is they're not perfect. You can make a mistake. You can have wonky boards that aren't straight, which a lot of these are. But man, that's pretty good for an amateur. We just kept 14 feet from the center of the white line on the road, and that gave us the proper distance from the road. And the split rail fencing is really an easy DIY project that anybody can do. The key is getting the corners set where you want them to, using the proper measurements and staying consistent with that, and just work down one step at a time. It's really hard to mess it up, even though we made a few mistakes, but that's the beauty of the split rails. You really can't tell. So I decided just to skip this section. This is an old apple tree. Apparently some of the best apples around is what the neighbors have told us. It got damaged by Hurricane Helene, so I'm not quite sure if it's salvageable, but we're gonna save that section right there till we figure out if that tree is dead or not, and then we'll remove it and not have to worry about the fence getting in the way. It's always nice to have an audience. Everybody happy to see you? Actually, I think they just want food. Oh man, that is cool. One of the funny things, I don't know if you could tell all the cars driving by, but I bet I've waved about 15 to 20 times today at everybody driving by. It's funny. And this is the other section that is by the driveway that goes down to the barn. We started it last time, but I have enough split rails that I can continue. At least I can get a few more sections in. Well, it is getting very windy out. That cold front that's supposed to be ushering in about 10 to 12 degree temperatures sounds like it's on its way, feels like it's on its way. It's definitely gotten colder, so I'm wrapping things up on the back porch, and I appreciate you guys for watching us through the journey. Part 2 is complete, and we are just about done. Like I said before, I want to wait, see if that apple tree is still alive before we fence in that section in case we have to take it down. Plus the other part that finishes out the road next to where we're going to put the chicken tractors, we're going to have it bush hogged and cleared here in the next week or so. So stay tuned for that video. That'll be coming up, and we'll highlight Walker Logistics. They're going to be clearing some of our land for us to get us ready for future animals and future fence projects. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.